Yeah, sit where the pillow is. Look, there's space. Do you want me to put a pillow between us?
No.
Like we're sleeping next to each other. Like you're sleeping next to your ex.
That's fine. Right. Where were we?
You're talking about what you want to read. You want to read more non-fiction.
Yeah, my problem is I just want to read everything. So I'm trying to read like more non-fiction. Because I heard there's actually like tremendous, but everyone thinks you need to read like self-help books to get better or like to improve your life in some sort of way or whatever. But reading fiction actually improves like your vocabulary. It improves like your ability to
Non-fiction, you mean? No. Oh, sorry, reading fiction.
Yeah. Wait, I always get confused, so now you confuse me. Fiction is like not true, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, it improves like your imagination and like, because you have to actually put yourself in these people's shoes and imagine the world and stuff like that. And
fiction books are also written in different ways because you can be more creative with how you write. If you're reading a non-fiction book, not just like a self-help book, obviously you want to sell a fictional book, like you want to sell Harry Potter as well, but it's written kind of more for idiots a lot of the time, unless you're reading something that's some deep philosophical book, some Tolstoy, Dostoevsky, something like that. You're typically like fiction can sometimes be harder to read. It's going to have mythical names, mythical creatures, things that don't actually exist, rather than reading a non-fiction book, which is just going to be like, get up at this time, do these things, more instructional.
Although, if you read like Greek mythology, like I was trying to read a book by...
But that's fiction.
What's this?
Maybe we can argue whether that's fiction or not, but that's fiction. That's what I mean.
Yeah, true. Because honestly, I was trying to listen to it because someone told... I think it's called Mythos, and it's read by Stephen Fry. And I swear to you... I can't do audiobooks. I swear to you... I can, but only... So I can listen to self-help...
If it's Stephen Fry, it's okay.
Stephen Fry, yeah. His Harry Potter readings are actually quality. But like, I tried listening to Mythos, and within the first half an hour, he says about 50 names.
Yeah.
And they are all like really convoluted, and I have no idea who the fuck anybody is. So like, I'm not following along at all. I feel like I need to actually see that.
Yeah.
And like with reading like fiction, I feel the same thing. I need to actually see the book to like actually like get involved with it.
Honestly, films have helped me so much because I noticed like Harry Potter, like I do read the books, but I watch a lot of the films.
Yeah.
So I have a visual for who these characters are, all this different stuff. So I'm assuming you've seen Disney's Hercules.
Oh my god!
No, because I checked with films. My god, this guy hasn't seen any film.
Yeah, but
so I'm just checking. Okay, but I've got more. I've got more. Don't get gagged because I've got more.
No, but the cartoon.
The cartoon, 1996 Disney. Yeah.
One of my favorite. That's one of my favorite.
Meg.
Yeah, Meg is damsel in distress, but she's a bit of a bitch as well, though.
I love that.
Yeah.
Live action should be played by Kate Beckinsale. But anyway,
have
you seen Troy?
Yes, I have seen Troy.
You have seen Troy?
Yeah,
okay.
Where, what's it called? Achilles fucking launches the spear.
Yeah,
mate, that's one of my favourite films as well.
But yeah,
Hector, you know when he's running around, Hector, screaming for him.
I'm saying,
that's fucking...
The films you've seen versus the films you haven't are just...
Nah, Troy is... Mate, I used to watch that when I went to my dad's, like, every other weekend. I used to go to his and just watch their films.
Yeah.
And that was like... to be fair, I watched a lot of films that I'd already seen, just rewatching them. Like 50 First Days was like one of my favourite. I know you don't like that sort of stuff, but I love it. Troy.
I went for a really soppy phase.
Yeah.
When I used to just love like all the Nicholas Sparks.
Yeah.
I don't know who broke my heart. I do really, but I couldn't stomach watching something like that. But I used to love like The Notebook and Dear John and all of that stuff, and I just can't stomach. I could maybe stomach Twilight, the first one.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about Twilight.
The first Twilight is a banger. The first one.
Twilight, no, I just don't like any of them. The first one is sick. I don't like any of them.
The first one is so good. I'll start the first one. Do you know as well? It's the soundtrack and the landscapes.
The soundtrack's decent.
The soundtrack's fucking sick.
Yeah.
And the landscapes as well. And off topic, on topic. Speaking of, okay, so here's how my brain just went.
Yeah. Twilight, where did you go?
Soundtrack, Hayley Williams.
Right. Okay.
Avril Lavigne.
Okay.
Avril Lavigne is engaged.
Right.
Don't know how I didn't bring this up as a topic. She's engaged to some guy, some white guy.
Okay. Does the colour of his skin matter?
Kind of, because
right.
Apparently their engagement's on the rocks because she's been seen out frequenting dates with Tyga, the rapper.
Right.
Avril Lavigne and Tyga. What random...
Sorry, give me a second. I need to see a picture of Tyga.
Google
I'm
Tyga,
not gonna lie.
Tyga.
Yeah, fucking hell.
I'm just helping you out.
Okay.
With Avril Lavigne.
Okay, and sorry, who did you say she was originally
I don't even know if he's famous or not.
You don't know if he's just a random...
I don't know. I just saw him. He's just a white guy.
Well, I'm going to assume, just from looking at Tiger now, that he looks nothing like this.
No, but the guy looks more like a male version of Avril Lavigne. He's blonde, he's got tattoos, he looks like a rocker.
But I could see...
You can see this?
Weirdly, I'm not going to lie, weirdly, after looking at this with like the chains and the tattoos and that, I could see that being the kind of guy
but also looking at Kendall Jenner being his ex.
Yeah.
And then Avril Lavigne, he's got range.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of, his music hasn't got range, but he's got a lot of range.
He's tasting different cuisines, do you know what I mean? He's trying different things out. He's at an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Salute to Tiger, man. Tiger's living life, man.
I'm not gonna lie though, like I feel like she would dig that. Well, clearly she
was so fit when she was younger.
I loved.
Yeah, she's so
I loved her music as well, like her rocker music. I love that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was good. Right,
not Hayley Williams, but
Hayley Williams is fucking sick.
She's elite. She's so hot.
They've released new songs recently, haven't they? Paramore, or they're going to. I think it was 10th. I think it was 10th of Feb or something. They released an album. Anyway, let's get back to some of the topics we have
with your homework.
No, literally. So, okay, first of all, I don't know if we should cover the weird dream first because I just kind of want to get it out of the way. It's just basically
all I know is Dom had a weird dream, and I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
And he's nervous to tell me.
Yeah, I'm nervous to tell everyone. But I'm not gonna lie. I never dream. My sleep's been horrific. I just never remember anything that I dreamed about.
Yeah.
And today I woke up and I remember about 20 seconds of this dream.
Okay.
And it's the weirdest fucking thing. So. In my dreamland, I'm in my room, okay?
Okay.
Alright, I'm in my room and I'm lying on my bed and I just had the thought about having a wank, okay? wait. No, this is even the worst bit.
I know. Why are my eyes closed?
No. And now you're imagining it as well. That's just
open them and look at you. I don't know.
Right, okay, wait. Okay, so this is only the start, right?
I'm listening.
So, obviously you lot haven't seen my bedroom, Nick has. Basically, where my bed is, not in that way. He's walked past it. No, so
it sounded worse and worse.
Okay. Anyway, so where my bed is, I've got these massive bay windows right in front of it, and I live in a flat. So opposite me, there's windows that look right in. So at this moment that I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have a wank right now. I look outside. I'm getting ready to pull my trousers down. I look out the window, and a guy is looking down and he's about to shut his curtains and he sees what I'm about to do. And then I look at him and he looks at me and we have that moment where he realizes that what I'm about to do. And then I'm thinking, fuck, this is awkward. And how he reacts in my dream, he gets kind of hyped and he's like, I'm about to go wank too. And honestly, this was the dream. And then he shut his curtains and I shut mine and it was just that's it. That was the 20 seconds. That's why I didn't want to talk about it. Do you see what I mean now? It was just one... Honestly, I never have dreams. So for me to have this dream is just absolutely wild.
Okay.
Do you want to digest? Do you want to break it down? Clearly, I was very horny.
Okay, so...
To make a long story...
Wait. Okay, so you're sitting in your room.
Yeah.
You're horny.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sleeping. Why does a man pop up in your dream when you're horny?
No, it was
what do you think this means?
Do you know what? It was more the fact that I think he was probably in a similar situation to me. He's a young, horny man as well. And
no, but I'm saying in dream world, you're horny. Which suggests to me, in the real world, you may also potentially be horny.
Yeah, probably.
So why is a man popping up in your dream?
Well, no, it wasn't. Yeah, but I didn't. The difference is,
even if you didn't engage with him.
Yeah, the difference is I didn't fantasize about the man.
Why did a man pop up in your? Why was it not a woman next door going, "I'm horny too"? See ya.
So this is the thing. You can't control your dreams. Okay?
That's what I'm saying. So subconsciously,
in my dream, if I could control it, I would have been looking across.
This is definitely going on YouTube as Dom's coming out.
Yeah, no. if right.
Sure, I'm going to send this clip to you.
Don't even want to know. I have no idea.
Harry.
Oh, fuck's sake. He was probably the guy in the window. Nah, but if I was the puppet master of this dream, and I was controlling the situation, I'd just be about to get my meat out, obviously, and then looking across the window, and there would be a woman there who notices it, and then she whips her tits out or something. That's what my ideal dream would have been.
What woman?
I don't know. Margot Robbie would be ideal, but you knew that. You knew that.
Yeah.
Definitely not no Ruby Rose looking motherfucker. I don't know. You showed me a picture of Ruby Rose, and I'm like,
Wait.
I just
when did I show you a picture of Ruby Rose?
because you were showing me some people from like some Tinder pictures asking me if I thought this girl was hot or not, and I just thought you said she looked like Ruby Rose. She had tattoos on her head and all this.
Amber Rose.
Oh, was it Amber Rose?
Amber Rose, yeah, because Ruby Rose is also someone that's famous, so that's why.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking Ruby Rose because I thought that's. Oh no, Ruby Rose, wasn't she in Orange Is the New Black?
There's two, but yeah, one of them is.
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, not Ruby Rose. I actually read
Amber
Ruby
Rose.
Amber Rose.
There you go.
Okay,
That's
cool.
Do you know what? Alex did the same thing to me the other day. I introduced him to a guy on YouTube who does philosophy and religion stuff.
Yeah.
My boy Alex is religious, called Alex O'Connor.
Yeah.
And he messaged me like a week later, my boy Alex, saying that guy Alex Collins is wavy. So I was racking my brain thinking, obviously we talk about football, we talk about best, we talk on Twitter, Instagram and WhatsApp. So I was checking all of the Instagram chat, I was so baffled, and I was like, bruv. And then it came to me, it took me like 2 hours. It literally ruined my whole day. I stopped doing everything I was doing.
Trying to work out who this guy is.
Because I previously spoke to him about Wolves centre-back called Nathan Collins.
Yeah.
Like, is he talking about Nathan?
Yeah.
And then I was like, bruv, it's Alex
Collins
O'Connor. It's Alex O'Connor, you idiot. And then he was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's the guy. I was like, bruv, that
actually
threw me off. Like, I'm thinking, bro.
You know when you get those moments where like you can't think of a word or you can't think of a certain like name and then it's just in your, you never get that.
Rarely.
I have to like Google. I can't let it go. Like I just can't.
No, I'm good at. My brain's good at like having that information when I need it.
Slightly off topic. If you are
this is a mess.
No.
But it's good. I personally like this.
Well, no, it's actually on topic for what we
Off topic, on topic. Okay, cool.
Off topic, on topic. But like, if you get into an argument with your other half or significant or whatever, and it's going into the late in the night, are you one of those people that like to sort it out there and then, or do you not care and you're happy to leave it to fester until the morning?
No, look, fester.
Yeah.
Bro, both the women I've been in a relationship with will tell you I've got a rule. If there's something that they're not happy about, they have a window of time to address it.
Yeah.
And once the window is closed, it's closed.
Oh, really? So
once the window is closed, it is closed.
What if it's a recurring feeling though?
That's their problem. If you say, for example, they don't like me liking a girl's picture on Instagram, and they see I've liked a girl's picture on Instagram, they have a 2-day window to tell me.
Is that strict? 2 days?
Yes.
You're like,
yes, yeah, 100%.
I guess it's best to
I'm
knock
not
it.
trying to hear something about it, and what we definitely are not doing is arguing about something completely different. And then you reel it back somehow and contort this to me liking a girl's picture on Instagram, which is just like, it's just ridiculous.
Because that's where it could really come to bite.
That's what
like,
I'm saying. Or you stack bare stuff. So I say to you, oh, you didn't do the dishes, and you go, and you roll out a scroll like you're presenting Lord Farquaad. Do you know what I'm saying? That's long. Don't. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't come with don't start freestyling. Do you know what I mean? And Charlie Sloth puts on a beat and then just start going off on like an 8-mile thing. No, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Tell me now. Tell me that as soon as physically possible, provided I'm not working or doing something important, then you can come and tell me. And I'm a fairly reasonable person. I probably don't seem very reasonable, but I'm quite reasonable, believe it or not. Especially in relationships, like people can come to me, tell me their problems, whatever. It's cool. But no, there's no festering. There's I don't believe in that. Like if I'm in a relationship, as far as I'm concerned, we're supposed to be a team. Do you know what I'm saying? So if we're a team, we shouldn't be working against each other. That's how it feels to me. Do you know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be trying to score points on each other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's when it gets toxic because
I don't have no toxic relationships.
Yeah, well, I have, and like when it gets to that situation, it's exactly how you like foresee it. So that's why I like appreciate you having that rule in place, because like
100%.
if they see something that niggles at them but they don't say anything about it, it just sits inside them, and like later on they might get annoyed at you for something that they shouldn't get annoyed at you about. You know, like you might have made their tea slightly wrong and it might piss them off, but like they're actually more pissed off at the fact that you did something but they haven't mentioned it yet. So then that's what causes the arguments to get worse. Because
the way that I grew up, with my parents being frustrated at me as a child, but not really at me, at life, I'm super strict on people taking their frustrations out on the people that frustrated them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can come home and be like, oh, I had a terrible night at football, but I'm not going to go home and take it out on my girl because football was bad. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't believe in that. especially when you have this way. You get a lot of men that like beat their girls and that because somebody will do something to them and they aren't man enough to step up to that person. So they feel like they can't. Let's say I foul someone at football, and they can't say anything to me at football, so they have to go and take it out on someone else because they ain't saying it to me. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not a fan of that. Just go and address that with the person that's upset you. Don't come and be angry at me. Do you know what I mean? It's one of my biggest bugbears. Is people coming and being pissy with me. So you've ruined my day. And I run businesses, I'm in charge of other people. My mood could throw off certain decisions and I could affect other people's day because you didn't address something with the woman in the nail shop. Address the woman in the nail shop.
Yeah, well, I think it's just people running away from their issues as well, though. Because like I saw a story on, I think it was Facebook is horrible, by the way.
Why do you still have Facebook? Unless you've got cousins in Australia. What if even then? Tell them to get Instagram. Why do you have Facebook?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I just use it for Messenger, and occasionally I see like Joey Swole videos or something. On
Joey Swole videos are everywhere. You don't need to be on Facebook. That's not even. That's not even a. Do you know what I'm saying?
Anyway, I saw a post. About,
anyone in 2023 who's still using Facebook, they need to get their hard drive checked. Facebook's a
weirdo
place.
It's got a load of like memories from when I was a kid. I don't know if I even have those photos.
What photos?
Yeah.
You can take them off Facebook, G, and put them in your hard drive. You don't need.
I just can't be fucked. That's the whole process. That's why people have it. Anyway, okay, all right. We'll move on from that. That's not part of the story. But the main thing was I saw a post about a guy who was driving his van and someone got really pissed off with him, followed him to a gas station and had a few choice words for him, basically. And the guy was like, he was trying to come from a place of compassion because he was like, I did nothing in that drive that would piss this person off. And then he went inside. I think it was at like, you know when you go to like a, what's it called, a service station.
Yeah.
So he went inside, came back out, and he came back out to a note that said, I'm sorry for how I reacted, like my mum died recently kind of thing.
Yeah.
I know that's like different to what we were talking about there, but like, you know, people have frustrations because of things that happen in life. And
of course.
Like those kind of things, you can't take it out on anyone. No. That's just, life just happened to you.
100%.
But then you take it out on other people because you're frustrated. Yeah. Well, this is what I'm saying. Like, there's ways of dealing with it, but like, this is why, like, for circling back to the original question I asked you, when I'm in a relationship and I have any, like, if there's any arguments or qualms between me and the other person, I want to sort it out there and then. I don't want 100%. It to fester. I don't want to wake up the next day and ruin my next day as well.
100%, exactly. 100%.
Like, I want to sort it there and then. Even if I'm not sleeping that night, I know that we've done and dealt with it and we've come up with a resolution.
I'm not even not sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm not going that far.
You're giving her an hour and we fix
got an hour.
There. Yeah.
I want my back rubbed to get me to sleep because I sleep much better when my back gets rubbed. Somebody's rubbing my back. So either you get over yourself or I'm calling your sister wife to come rub. Somebody's rubbing my back. You have to go over this quick because, do you know what I'm saying? And obviously it's on a sliding scale of have I done something heinous. It's not like she's come in and caught me cheating and dicking down some girl and then I'm like, look, you've got an hour to go over this. It's not like that. We're talking about small everyday occurrences. And the thing with that guy at the gas station is like, what if he comes across someone that's also lost them? Like, he's lucky he came across somebody that was of sound mind and body.
Because he could have come across someone.
If you come across somebody else who's going through something, now guess what? We're all going through something, and now I'm going to react the way I'm going to react. Do you know what I'm saying? That's one of the things like we talk about all the time. The trauma coming from a council estate and this, that, and the third. Not all council estates are bad, but you know what I'm saying? You've got a bunch of people that's just all going through shit, all in the same small confined space. So when you bump into someone's shoulder and it should just be a sorry, bro. And for me, even for me, I could see it in myself when Mama bumped my shoulder 4 years ago. Even you've seen the change in me, where somebody will hit me with a challenge at football and it'll be a fucking problem. Versus now, when someone hit me with a challenge, it's like, it's all good. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very, very different from what it was at that time. Do you know what I'm saying? But everyone else is going through stuff too. Do you know what I mean? You can't just, you're not the only person on the planet going through stuff. You know
but then I think that's also like, I feel like how manipulation is born sometimes as well, like emotional manipulation, because like if you're kind of putting your, how do I say it, like your kind of bad feelings onto someone who's not like strong enough to kind of, like, you're quite strong-minded, like if someone came to you with like an issue or a problem or something like that, you would be able to be like, well, hang on a sec, let's talk about why this is your issue. Whereas like someone maybe like me a few years ago who's like a little bit more insecure, I would kind of try and shoulder the blame and be like, oh, you know what, maybe that is my bad, and then they can kind of almost manipulate you into thinking like you're the problem even if you're not, kind of thing.
Yeah, like the thing is, people, when like people hear about these relationships, they think it's happened overnight. They think they've told you one thing and you've believed it, but they don't realize it's like someone's chipped away at you small for a long time. And that's where I feel like some of these people are very, very venomous and very deliberate. Because for a long time, you might have looked at that girl and thought, oh, you know, she didn't do it on purpose. She's not a bad person. No, she's a terrible person. She's a horrible person. Because, like, it was very deliberate what she did. The way that she would address you 6 months in, a year into your relationship, she wouldn't have addressed you in the beginning. Because you would have seen straight through it. So she's giving you small manipulation first to bring out the big manipulation later. Do you know what I'm saying? Even with my ex, the guy she was with before me, she was telling me he would just pick and pick and pick at every little thing about her, so her confidence was so low.
And then by the time you come up to them with the big issues, they just think, yeah, it's my fault.
Yeah, completely. She was so worn down. She was so like, just everything. Like when I first met her, we'd be having conversations and debates and stuff, and she would make a good point, and she would say a really good point, and I'd be like, but that's probably stupid. And I'd be like, why are you putting yourself down? Why are you putting yourself down?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You have to stand up. But honestly, like, it's very like, she wouldn't stand up for herself for anything. For anything. Do you know what I mean? If she ordered a pizza that was vegetarian that came with meat, she'd just eat it. Do you know what I mean? Like, she wouldn't bring up, but she wouldn't, nothing.
You know,
so it's just, that person is waiting, not literally waiting, but that person's in a prime position for someone to come in and take some kind of advantage of.
And manipulation like that, it's kind of deep rooted, like that. That's hitting her belief systems. Because now, like, she's starting to think, oh, maybe I'm not worthy, or maybe maybe I'm not what maybe she previously thought she was. So confidence is down. So then when stuff like that happens, where it's a natural reaction to be like, well, hang on a sec, I don't eat meat. This is a boundary. They fucked up. Yeah. I need to call them and get this sorted. They're just like, oh, you know what? It's not worth their time. Yeah. I'll just do the thing that I shouldn't do. And that's like,
this is why you need friends. Like, this is why you need to talk to people, get somebody's outside perspective. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll call my friend all the time on PlayStation headset, and I'll do something.
That's your therapy session.
And I'll be like, you mad them? Am I moving mad?
Yeah.
Like, you lot are my brethren. You all see things differently. Am I moving mad here? This is what happened. This is how I responded. You man, tell me. Do you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes be like, nah, you moved a bit mad still. Or sometimes be like, nah, you're not moving mad. Nah. Do you know what I mean? Alright, cool. I need some group consensus to let me know what I want. Do you know what I mean? Especially with someone like me that don't have parents, where it's like, there's no higher authority to kind of
someone that you can
tell me off. There's nobody to tell me off if I do any bad behaviour. I just do what I want. No one really says anything unless I kind of
bring it to people
and be like, what you saying? Do you know what I mean? So
cool. All right. Well, speaking of taking advantage of people, there was a
what a segue.
Yeah. Well,
but that was good. It's good.
There's basically been some news that's come out about a woman on TikTok who has been claiming that she had cancer and she hasn't. So I've got a few of the details here. I'm just gonna read them to you. So this is my homework that I did before the show, obviously. So this is, her name was Maddie Russo from Iowa. She's 19 years old, by the way. 19, right?
Yeah.
She raised more than $37,000 from 439 donors. And she said that she was suffering from 3 forms of aggressive cancer. The funniest thing is that she actually spoke in an interview, and she told the person that was interviewing her that she developed a football-sized tumor. A football-sized.
Wait, an American football?
Like, I don't even know.
It must be an American football.
Yeah, probably, because this is an American story.
Still sizable.
And then she takes the piss. She began documenting her journey on GoFundMe, LinkedIn, and TikTok about how she like maintains her hair health and stuff like that, because she had a full mane of hair. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, when you have cancer, they normally shave it off for the therapy. And then at the end of it all, like, it got found out, and now the donations have been refunded to all the donors. And
is she getting charged with?
I don't know what happened in terms of if she's getting charged with anything, but now it's obviously affected people's confidence in donating to people, because now, like, you know, how do people know if you're actually suffering from cancer or not?
Alright, first of all, fuck all that. People get cancer, people die. Cool, we'll come to cancer in a second.
Yeah.
I want to see her get charged, because the other day I was scrolling through the internet, God knows what godforsaken website I was on, and there was a girl, pretty white girl from England. This should have been a topic as well, but she's from like Oxford, because she's from a red brick university,
right, okay.
And the article was basically saying she was making like 150 grand a year from selling coke to other students and blah, blah, blah. She was killing it and all this kind of stuff. And she paid for the lifestyle of like crazy Instagram, loads of followers, blah, 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 all through cocaine and shit. But the way the article was written about her, yeah, it was like, it wasn't really
condemning it.
It wasn't really condemning it. And a lot of the comments were talking about her being entrepreneurial and this, that, and the third and whatever. And obviously I come from a place, I don't know how to play the race card. I'm not the race card guy, innit? Slavery happened a long time ago, get over it, grow up there. Cool. But I'm not the race card guy. But I was like, this is mad. Because I know plenty of men that's in jail for selling drugs. And they sold the drugs, innit? They're in jail. No one's complaining, they're doing what they do. But the way that her situation was reported,
came across like she was a
mad, and I don't think that she will get slapped with the same kind of time that my guys are getting slapped with.
Yeah.
So the first thing that Maddie needs to do, is get charged with fraud, blood, 400 odd counts of fraud, because these people don't get charged with nothing hardly ever, and then when they do, it's much softer than what it should be. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's that. Second of all, bruv. I can honestly say I've never looked at someone on the internet who's dying of cancer and put my hand in my pocket.
I think I have a couple times, only for like causes of people that are like close friends, you know, like friends,
people you know,
or like people I know.
Yeah, but the
like,
difference is there. I would do it for someone I know.
Yeah.
But the difference is, if I found out that they were lying, I can punch them in the face.
Yeah.
So I can't go to Iowa and punch Maddie in the face.
Yeah.
So that's. In fact, crazy story. Yeah, I had someone in my family that did. I had someone in my family that did this.
No.
But I don't. It was weird. Like, so I don't know if my cousin, someone that's related to me, was trying to convince my auntie that she had cancer.
Oh, fucking hell.
I think she's trying to convince her she had cancer. I think. I don't even know. I'm not close to them like that. Yeah. But me, you know, I'm a very straightforward person. Do you know what I'm saying? And like, in the nicest way possible, like, I don't care, like, do you know what I mean? I care in so much as like, death is sad, isn't it?
Yeah, but
also inevitable, like, do you know what I mean? It's just like,
I know, but it's sad because like, when it's cancer, like, someone's life is getting taken away from them early, and I know that happens to a lot of people.
Bro,
I know, like, obviously there's the earthquake in Turkey where people lose their lives. You could be here all day, but like,
it's the same as when I see Christian Atsu, rest in peace, Christian Atsu, and people going, it's devastating, isn't it? Christian Atsu, that's mad. People died. The only difference is, I love Christian Atsu. I'm not disrespecting him or his family, nothing like that. But it's because he was very good at kicking ball. Yeah. It's like, oh, isn't that sad? That's no more sad than the motherfucker Ahmed you never heard of before. Ahmed's not even a Turkish name. That's super racist. But that's no more sad than the random Turkish brother that you've never heard of before.
I thought that. I remember seeing like all these Twitter accounts, because my Twitter is just all like basically football based.
Yeah.
And they're all just naming Christian Atsu. But there's like, I don't even know the full numbers, but there's thousands of people that have died.
Did you see the Capital One radio station guy?
No, I didn't see that.
This guy is a dickhead. Google him, please. I want to name him. All right,
what am I Googling?
Capital Extra.
Capital Extra.
And then put Turkey comment or something like that.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Alright, let's have a look. Capital DJ Ant Payne.
There you go.
Turkey.
Alright, stop. Right, freeze right there. Cool. So DJ Anthony Payne,
Yeah.
You're a bumper ass pussy, old bruv. Because he said, obviously, after this thing happened, he went on the radio and said, he made a joke saying now's a good time to book your flights to Turkey for cheap and get your teeth done.
Oh, man, there's just like...
Cool, wait. It gets worse. Yeah, because Anthony Payne's a pussy, old blood. And if I ever see him in the street, which I never will, if I ever do happen to see him in the street, I'll punch him in his face. Yeah? So, after that, obviously, it's live radio.
Yeah.
So he's getting loads of tweets. The first thing he does is deny it.
Really?
He says, I never even said that.
But it's not
you man are tweeting me that, but what he didn't realize is people had clipped it.
Yeah, of course.
So when they came back with the clips, then he put out an apology. Oh yeah, typical apology. If I said anything that offended anyone, blah 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 blah.
I don't understand.
Bruh, first of all, in the whole entertainment industry, being a radio DJ is just the bottom of the barrel, bruv. Because you're not even a DJ anyway. You don't select no tunes. You don't do nothing. Like, you're just a personality. Like, Chris Evans is a fucking radio presenter. Like, what does this mean? Like, that's the deadest. If you're like, I want to be in the music industry and you're a radio DJ, that's slightly a failure. I'm not gonna lie. That's not really where you. In my opinion,
got big from it, like Marvin Humes.
What are you talking about?
No, not Marvin Humes. Sorry, I'm thinking. What's
he was
the
a
guy
singer
on Kiss?
first.
Yeah, he was JLS, wasn't he? No, I'm thinking. what's his? He does the radio with him on. I swear it's Kiss.
In fact, you know what? The fact that you can't even
Yeah,
remember Donnie's name
just,
says it all, blood. You're like, here's a guy that's killing it, and you can't.
But he's done other things
bro,
because of it. Like I'm pretty sure he was.
I understand that, but that's
so nice.
That's gonna be where he busts and goes big because you're doing other stuff away from the. Do you know what I mean? The radio thing in itself is dead food, bro.
It's Melvin something. Sorry,
I don't care, bro.
Okay, sorry.
I don't care,
It's just
bro.
you know what we were talking about earlier. I'm not remembering.
Is Melvin the guy with the big forehead?
Melvin O'Doon was all like that.
Is he black?
Yeah.
He's got a big forehead.
Yeah, bald. Big bald because he's bald, bro. You don't know when the forehead ends.
Yeah. Fuck Melvin as well, man. Fuck all these man, bro. But no, DJ Anthony Payne, bro. He's an idiot, bro.
Yeah.
He's an idiot.
But what I don't like about that story is the fact that he tried to deny it first.
That's what I'm saying.
When you know full well that you've said it, and as soon as you put anything out on the internet,
bro, if you're gonna say it, you gotta back it, bro. You gotta say, you know what? Yeah, what's happened in Turkey is devastating, but I'm not gonna lie, I giggled in it. Popped into my head. It made me giggle. If that makes me a bad person,
some people will laugh at that.
If that makes me a bad person, fair enough. But in my head, I giggled.
Yeah, but there's no difference between that and the people that were making jokes about the Queen when she died. Like, you got so many different people who react to things. Like, some people are sensitive.
Nah, because what happened in Turkey is sad.
No, but like, you've got situations that happen that are devastating or like
I do think
affect
they're
people in
different. I do think they're different.
Yeah, but like,
I think they're different.
You get what I'm trying to say, though, don't you? Like, there's an event that's happened.
I think they're
You're being careful what to say now.
No. I'll cook the Queen. I would cook the Queen if she wasn't already in hell getting cooked anyway, blood. You know what I'm saying? But the Queen is somebody who has actively. She's a person. She's an individual, regardless of good or bad things that she's done. I'm Caribbean, so I don't like the royal family.
Yeah.
But some people love the royal family, whatever. The Queen's an individual person who is coming towards the end of her life. She was very, very old. She lived a full life. This is a natural disaster that has killed people indiscriminate at random. So they are two totally different things. The Queen wasn't dramatically taken from us before her time. Do you know what I'm saying? The Queen was old as shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
her time was coming.
Her time was coming. Like, she lived a
knocking on the doors.
life, and do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. But do you know what I mean? Then you've got people's personal opinions on the Queen, and then there's that you can have that conversation. I've had bare debates about that. But this is just picked. It's a question of like picking on someone. It's also a question of like power. You're making a joke about someone that is ultimately defenseless.
Yeah,
do you know
well,
what I'm saying?
You're at the mercy of what's happening around you.
100%.
You can't do anything about it. But then that's the same as all the other things that happen that are like natural disasters, like tsunamis, tornadoes. 100%. Like, you can't. 100%.
That's
you're in the wrong place.
All of those reasons why Anthony Payne's a pussy or blood. He's a dickhead for that, bruv. And like I say, it's the not backing the comment and saying and gaslighting people, correct use of gaslighting, and actively telling people,
no,
I didn't say that. Yeah. He's an idiot, bro.
That's peak.
Do you know what I'm saying? So anyway, do you have any Anthony Payne's comment about holidays?
Yeah. Okay.
Dickhead guy. Do you have any holidays booked? Because I've got J-Rock's stag in Morocco and the wedding in Portugal. Have I showed you the suit that I want to get?
No, you haven't showed me.
I've got 2 looks, yeah.
I feel like you're going to do the most. Like, I feel like it's going to be extravagant. Like, I feel like everyone there will be in, like, you know, like black suits, a blue suit,
Can I be honest with you, though? Can I be honest with you?
You're going to turn up in purple.
But can I be honest? It's lilac.
Yeah, really? I knew it. I fucking knew it. So how long do I know you?
Can I be honest, though? I don't care.
Yeah, I know you don't.
I don't care, bro.
I know you don't, but I just knew, because I know you're into your fashion now, there would be, like, a bit more.
I've got one that's lilac, and then I've got one that's, like, maroon, so like the Costa Cup. I've got one that's maroon trousers with the beige shirt, maroon tie, maroon bro.
That was
rude.
Yeah.
Rude.
Do you know what? Sorry,
not even maroon, ox blood.
Yeah, that would look.
With the skin tone.
Yeah. I was just about to say that would suit you as well.
Rude. Bro.
I was just. Did you see the outfit? I think it was Sam. Did Sam Smith wear it at the BAFTAs or something? Did you see the one where he was like puffed out?
Yeah, we're gonna start talking about Sam Smith. We're done.
Yeah, no.
We're finished.
I think it was Sam Smith.
It was Sam Smith. Yeah,
the black.
I pictured Family Guy.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But
honestly, I saw that and I just thought, I get it. Like, I know.
Do you get it?
No, I don't actually. I don't. You know what? I said it. I was trying to be reasonable. I actually don't get it.
The only thing I would get, and this isn't about Sam Smith. The only thing that I do get is like sometimes I see some of these. Maybe I'm just. You know what it is? Maybe I'm just broke. But I see some of these outfits, I'm like, these outfits slap. Right? Some of these outfits are crazy, but then it's like, I have no occasion to wear it. Do you know what outfit, for example?
But you didn't have that
at the Met Gala when Lewis Hamilton wore the
Lewis
half
Hamilton.
masculine, half
Yeah,
feminine.
yeah.
Did you see it where it's like closed
yeah.
trouser and then like the
have,
frayed
yeah.
that whole, I was like, that's sick.
Lewis
But-
can pull off so many outfits.
Where is man wearing that, bro?
Yeah.
Where am I going to justify? Even my fur coat I wore to the AJ fight,
Yeah.
I have nowhere else to wear it now.
Yeah.
Like, literally, it's gonna be
You can't show
AJ
up at Mackie
fights.
D's with that.
No, I'm talking about. It's gonna be AJ fights. It's gonna be like
A boxing, like a
Dubai.
big,
It's
has
got
to be
to, do you know
event.
what I'm saying? It's got to be like when I'm doing a striptease for my gal. Like, there's no places, these are the only places that man can like.
Wear this.
Where am I wearing this fur coat, bro? Do you know what I mean?
Honestly, I'm sorry, I just saw that.
But
And
that
when
one
you were
was
talking
ridiculous.
about extravagant outfits, I just thought
That
of
wasn't
you
extravagant.
rocking out to the
Didn't even look
wedding.
comfortable.
Nah, it's like
I'd-
when,
I'd-
do you remember when Lady Gaga wore the meat costume? Like,
Bro.
I know. Sometimes I feel like they do this just for just to grow their own.
They do, but
Channels,
I
do you know what I
think,
mean?
I think as an artist, like a lot of it is they want to be different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? They want to eat different food. They're more successful than us, and they want to live their life more successful than us. They really don't want to walk into H&M.
Yeah.
Not just because, and even me, I'm like that. There's certain things that I'll look to buy, and then like Jesse Lingard will wear it, and I won't want it.
You don't wanna Jalen.
Fuck.
You don't wanna.
Jesse Lingard's, but I don't even hate Jesse Lingard like that.
I
Do you know what I mean?
quite
It's
like him. I quite like him.
I wouldn't go as far as say I like him, but I don't hate. I know he gets a lot of hate, so I don't want to
Yeah.
add to the hate. But like, do you know what I mean someone I don't like will wear it? John Terry. If I see John Terry wearing something, I want.
No, I hate him.
I'm not wearing it.
I'm not a fan.
Do you know what I mean? So I think like for some of these artists, they just want to do stuff that's different. They want to do stuff that's a lot. Like when you see like Drake and stuff, a lot of his lyrics are basically "ha ha, I can do this and you can't."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he says like, the girl of your dreams to me is probably not a challenge. So if he meets a girl that me or you have slept with, he will automatically not be interested in her. Because it's like the whole point is he's meant to be up here and we're meant to be in his mind.
He wants us to be clear that
right
gap is
do you know
there.
what I mean? But with Sam Smith, it's like it's not aspirational. Man wasn't looking at her outfit thinking, oh damn it, that's what I was gonna wear, man. Oh, Sam, no,
he grabbed
man.
my style, bro.
I would love to see an interview of him like, or them. It's not even him anymore. It's a them.
I don't know what he is.
He's a them.
She.
I would love to see an interview of them describing like the thought behind the look. Because I'm into fashion heavy.
Yeah.
I would love to understand the thought process and see if I can kind of get there. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know, man. I have no idea what
It's
you're
all
trying
mad.
to. Yeah, but anyway, going back to your point about holidays, I actually don't have any booked this year. Actually, I'll be going to Portugal later this year because of my cousin's wedding.
when?
September, I believe. I say
That's
that.
Gerald's wedding.
Oh, really?
In September.
Oh, shit. I need to check the dates. I need to check the dates, but I don't know where it is.
Imagine if you're related to his missus.
What? No.
She's Portuguese.
Oh, really?
That's what I told you this so many times. Yeah, she's Portuguese.
Oh, I think you did tell me this.
Yeah.
It's all come back. This is what I'm telling you about my memory, man. I need to sleep
That's
more.
why the wedding's in Portugal.
Yeah, it makes sense. But I'll check the dates because we might be out there at the same time.
If we're in the same wedding, that'll be
Nah, it won't be the same wedding. Obviously, it won't be the same wedding.
Macking on Dom's
I'm
cousins,
not there for
doing the
Bobby
mad thing, bro. Dom,
Nah, but we might be nearby though.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty lit. But no. Speaking of holidays,
because I was gonna say I want you to come to. I might go to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
At some point in the next month before work for you gets busy.
Yeah.
Because I need to go see Dan. Dan's had surgery on his leg, so he's fucked. So I need to go see him and do some work and stuff. Dan's my business partner, lives in Amsterdam, but then he's got like a massive place, which definitely has a spare room for me, and I think probably has a spare room for you as well.
Well,
So-
it just. Have you been to Amsterdam before?
No.
So I've been, and obviously, I dabbled. I dabbled.
That's some edibles. You definitely had edibles.
Yeah, I definitely. Yeah,
you're an edible. You're an edibles guy.
That was easier though.
You're an edibles guy. I can see
I'm
that.
not.
Yeah.
I'm not a smoker.
You're an
so
edibles
like
guy,
even
100%.
when I was trying. When I was trying to smoke, I was like coughing up and stuff. I felt like an idiot, but like that's the place to try it.
I love to see you trying to smoke with like Chase and X.
Nah, they would laugh at me. Like I would just be the butt of all the jokes. Like I probably am already anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like they already call me Dominic Toretto and shit. Like, but what I was gonna say is another thing that people go to Amsterdam for is the red light district.
Yeah.
And there's like, have you ever? Well, you've never been, but you might have gone to other countries with it in. They have sex shows in Amsterdam, and I've not been to one, but I was wondering if you would ever go to one.
Why not?
I don't know. I'm
I
asking
like
you.
shows. I like sex.
Yeah, no, because I've heard some mad stories about them. Like, so
I wouldn't sit in the front 2 rows though.
yeah. Well, this is the thing.
I have to put on a poncho like I'm on in Fort Park or something.
No. But I heard it's a bit awkward because like you've got a room full of people surrounding a stage that's like revolving. This is just one account of a story. They might be different.
It's different to porn when you can pull your dick out and play with yourself. But basically, like you're in a room with a bunch of other people.
Yeah, but you're in a room with a bunch of other people. But then there's a stage that's revolving and a man just whacking up this woman, and like it's just so you see all angles. Like
Depends who I'm with. Like if I'm with my girl,
like, does that turn you on though? Like
it's just like watching porn, though, isn't it? But it's just live.
But it's a bit. I find it a bit apparently like
Could be a bit of foreplay.
But also apparently like there's just no emotion because it's probably like the guy probably does this daily and so does the girl.
Same as porn though.
Yeah, I know, but at least there's some like fake a bit of fake.
Nah, the girl's not gonna sit there crying.
I mean?
She's not gonna be sitting there crying, going, "Oh,
No,
there's gonna be some like.
Yeah, but then also
Maybe you want to get on an early show so they're still fresh.
But I heard that so there was one show where the woman who was like basically like the host, if you like, kind of like the circus conductor or whatever, like she was the host.
The MC.
Yeah, she had her top half covered, but her bottom half not covered, and she was doing like not games with the crowd, but like she would do things like ask you what your name was, and put a pen in her vajayjay and write your name.
That's I want to see that. That's cool.
Isn't that mad?
Oh, that's cool. I want to see that.
Can you imagine a woman squatting and writing your name out?
That's some magician shit. I want to. Do you mean like is this
control?
your card?
Yeah,
I want to see. I want to see that. That's what. Yeah.
How would you?
I want to see that. Yeah, for sure. I want to see that.
That's mad. And then the other thing I heard that happened.
Doing the Kegel exercises.
The other thing that I heard happen was that she laid down. Obviously, top half covered, bottom half, completely out in the open. A banana in between her legs, and she would get people from the crowd to come out and take a bite from the banana whilst it's being held between her legs. Would you do that?
I'm taking the first bite.
Yeah, that was my fault as well.
I'm not sharing
I was
bites.
like, I don't want.
That's actually the weird part.
Yeah.
100%.
But like crawling up to her on stage and.
Yeah, I might do that.
I could see that. I could see that. You'd be there like,
I've been taking her number, man.
Yeah, that's what I was
shooting. Where's Amsterdam? Yeah, there's I know the country got +3-1.
Like honestly, I thought about it because I see loads of people lining up when I went through the red light district.
Yeah.
And I thought about it, but then I just thought like I just don't know. I feel like it'd be a bit awkward. But then I heard these stories. I kind of want to go for the experience.
Yeah, I'd go for the experience 100%. But I also feel like if I went with my girl, that would just give us mad ideas.
Yeah.
Mad ideas.
What, she'd be at home trying to fucking write your name before the...
100%. Yeah. I want to see some magic tricks and shit. Do you know, like, let me beat a few rounds of my ting stinging and that. Like, man wants to, do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Show me something.
Yeah, man.
Do something different.
You don't love me. You're never let me eat a fucking banana out your pussy before. Like, what kind of love is this? Like, this ain't serious.
Yeah, honestly, I just wondered if that was something that you would...
100%. 100%. I would definitely.
Because it's not obviously, there's probably loads of places in London and shit where you could see it too, but I don't think it's as...
Nah, not like that.
Not like that. It's not as like, it's not an accepted kind of... there it is like, you can go there and do
London has the worst strip clubs ever. London has the worst of everything. I actually don't know why people come to London or enjoy it. Yeah. It's trash.
Yeah, I've only been to... I went to a strip club in Ealing, Broadway. That was...
LA Confidential.
I don't even know what it was. It was tragic.
Under by the shopping.
Yeah.
It was LA.
It was tragic. It was so.
Don't ask me how I know.
Yeah, it was so bad. All it was just girls coming around trying to get you to buy them drinks and then pay extortionate amounts to get a striptease.
That's London.
That was literally all it was.
The problem that you have with London is that there's so many prostitutes here and they're so cheap.
Yeah.
That the strippers are way too expensive for the services they provide.
Yeah.
You might as well pay for a prostitute rather than pay for a stripper.
Yeah.
It's more expensive. In fact, it's more expensive on average to pay for a stripper than it is to pay for a prostitute. Why would I pay for foreplay and not play for sex? That doesn't make any sense. That's like going to a pub where the non-alcoholic drinks are more expensive than the alcohol.
I actually got into, I don't know how this, I don't speak to many people at the gym, but this guy started speaking to me at the gym. A guy called Steve, big old Steve.
You attract.
I know, the weirdest.
The weirdest
do you know
people.
what was weird as well? I was
people.
doing ab crunches, cable crunches, right? And I've stood up after my set, and and do you know how he started the conversation?
Terrified for where this story's going.
No, the conversation started with him saying, "Oh, you got a good pair of legs." That's how the conversation started.
No one told me my legs
I
look good.
didn't
I saw that video of myself the other day. I was like, my legs don't look that bad, you know.
Do you know what I mean? I've got the quad definition and all that. Yeah, anyway, he said that and I didn't know how to react. I was like, oh, really? I'm just a bit awkward about it. And then we just got onto a mad conversation. He actually took it upon himself to give me a bit of father-son advice about life and was talking about he was saying like, don't end up like me and end up in a job that you hate. He's like, go for something that you feel. I don't know how, it was like, I felt like it was a sign for me
Steve's
about the journey. Do you know what I mean? About the journey that I'm on.
Sometimes.
Yeah, because like, I was just in a really like, doubting myself place and thinking about backtracking on my journey and stuff. And it just came at a random time, but it felt like a fucking sign from like, I don't believe in all that universe shit, but like, it just felt like this guy, because I don't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point I was trying to make was then he also got on to talking about how he found women just this day and age, apparently, they expect too much from guys. So he says that his strategy now, he said he's been divorced. He must have been early 50s, I'd say.
Because he said father-son advice.
Yeah. I'd say early 50s. But he started talking about how he's been divorced a couple of times, and now he's like, you know what? If I want to get my fix, I just get prostitutes because I pay.
100%.
Like, there's no emotional attachment. There's no expectations either side. It's like, we pay. I've got you for this amount of time. We both enjoy ourselves, and we say goodbye. That's
prostitutes
it.
Be mad professional.
Yeah.
Mad professional.
On time, showing up at
mad professional, bro.
5 minutes early. We get this done. I've never experienced it, but like he was basically, his argument was just that, you know, there's no emotional turmoil there. There's no, like, you still do you, but just for that hour you get that fix.
Yeah.
And like I can see more people doing that.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, like, you already, before like women of this generation, sex tourism has been a thing for ages.
Yeah.
For ages. Do you know what I'm saying? Where they're gonna go to another country and get, depending on the beauty standard that you subscribe to, women that are better looking, in better shape, more attractive, whatever, that's going to do all these things or whatever for a relatively small price, like, makes the world go round. That's just what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at some of my biggest idols in terms of business success, whether they are rappers, artists, businessmen, whatever, the biggest financial losses they've ever made in their lives are divorces. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, they've never made a mistake from school, college, university, business, everything they've touched turned to gold, except for their choice of woman.
But they say that that's one of the most, like, your life partner is one of the most important decisions.
100%. When we get into, we want to do a film reaction channel, and I want to show Dom a lot of the gangster movies I grew up on. The common thing. Let's leave that joke in 2022.
Okay, right.
A lot of the downfalls of a lot of these men, a lot of them are true stories. A lot of the downfalls of a lot of these men are the women they choose.
Yeah.
100, they have everything.
And I'm sure it's the other way around. Before we get any, I know what it's like. You know, women will make a bad decision with the men they choose as well.
Shut your mouth, bro.
Yeah.
It's my podcast.
No, but I just know that we're gonna have that girl who's like, W white guy. So I'm just appealing to that fan, innit?
It doesn't matter, bro. Like, it's my podcast and talk about what I want to talk about, bro. Like, it's not my job to sit down here with my brethren and talk about everything that's all encompassing for all the time in universal space. I'm talking as me from the experience that I have as me. My experience could be wrong, but I'm just talking as me because I happen to be me. When you start your podcast and you talk to your 40 followers, you can talk about what you want to talk about. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make no sense. I don't, bro, I'd see some girls' podcasts on Instagram all the time talking mad shit about guys and whatever. And like, I'll be sitting there with an essay of stuff to say, like, it's the guys that you choose, and and maybe I've DM'd you and you've aired it. It's like, bro, that's her. No, that's her, innit?
It's mad, innit?
Who cares?
I feel like men hate women, women hate men, but they still.
I hate everyone. I hate everybody.
Nah, but
the blacks, the whites, the men, the women.
But to go off the back of that conversation about, you know, people steering away from expectations. The other side of that is obviously having expectations in relationships. And there was a story that came out. Maya Jama was kind of the
genesis of the story, but it's not about her.
But it's not about her. But essentially, Maya Jama, she was in a relationship with a basketball player, right?
Yeah.
And he bought her a disgustingly expensive engagement ring, which he expected to come back.
It's alright, calm, 800k.
800k, yeah. And he expected that to come back after they split up, but then there were people in the comments that were saying...
I think she herself didn't have a problem returning it, but it just stimulated the conversation.
It stimulated a debate.
Because my boy sent it to me and he was like, what are you saying about this? Because like, I've got a couple, man, my boy Yusuf, Kemmer, they just spam me with stuff. They're both like, got girls, long-term relationships, whatever. I'm their single friend. they just spam me with stuff to get my opinion on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Let me get in trouble, basically. I was like, bro, first of all, regardless of the money of the engagement ring, it's a contract.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's like, it's no different to someone saying, I'm going to not pay you rent, but I'm going to stay living here. Is that cool? No. This is you live here in exchange for the rent. You have the ring in exchange for being my fiance.
Yeah.
That's how this works. If you are no longer my fiance, you no longer have the ring. I don't understand why I have to explain this to you. It's nothing to do with being cheap or being entitled. It's mind-boggling that we're having this conversation.
Yeah, essentially there were people in the comments that were saying that how dare he expect to get the ring back after they'd split up, like he's already given it to her.
All those women were brokies, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. Like, some people, men and women, but obviously, again, I'm a man, I date women. Some people are out in the world to hoard as much as they can. However they can. Like, they don't care how they get it. It's one of the most annoying things. That bitch. Like, mad. It's one of the most annoying things about this generation of people is that the pride of the journey that you took to get to where you're going is completely gone. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Do you know what I'm saying? If I made an OnlyFans and used dick pics of someone with a way bigger dick than me, and in 2 years' time, it all came out that it was all fake, or it was all photoshopped and it was fake. If I had enough followers, I would still make money and they wouldn't unsubscribe. Because people just don't care. They do not care. Nobody cares about anything.
They still get their dick pics.
Nobody cares. Like, they actually just don't care.
Yeah,
do you know how hard it is to find people that actually care about anything? Enough to make changes in themselves. It's impossible.
But I think a lot of people lack self-awareness though. Like,
of course.
That's what triggers a lack of change in yourself, because if you don't even realise that you're doing something wrong, or you've told yourself...
No, bro, I'm telling you, because there's people that I've spoken to where I'll explain. Let's say, for example, I have strong views on cocaine.
Right.
Where I'm very anti-cocaine. You know my views on cocaine. So I've had these conversations with so many people, and they want to do, especially when you meet like white girls, they want to do all this Black Lives Matter stuff and all this virtue signaling stuff, whatever. Cool. And you don't know what's in somebody's heart. You don't know if it's genuine or not. But they're willing to tell you what to do, and they're willing to tell me what to do, but they will not change any of their own behavior to make what they perceive to be the world a better place. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could be the wage gap. It's like, okay, well, are you willing to do this? No. I think you should do this, and you should do this.
That's the whole...
But I myself am not willing to do anything. Okay.
Yeah, well, that was a whole other, like, with the whole equality thing in terms of, like, you know, women should get equal pay to men. But then there was the conversation like, okay, well, then women's insurance for cars should also go up the same as men's, because men's is typically higher because we're seen as more dangerous drivers. But if we're going for equality, and they weren't happy about that, they're like, well, hang on a sec, we're not as dangerous as them. So, well, which way do you want it? Like, you know, you want equality, so you have to compromise in certain areas to have the other. Like, you can't just
take. The thing is, there's two different definitions of equality, right? Either you've seen, I don't know if you've seen this graphic before, but there's a graphic where there's a wall and there's different people seeing over the wall at different heights.
No, I haven't seen that.
So equality is either we all stand on our own legs, where some people can see over the wall and some people can't. Or equality is some different people get different heights of ladders so that everybody can see over the wall.
Right, okay.
They're two different types of equality. And what we're doing at the moment in this current generation is we're picking and choosing from the two different wells, whatever suits me. But we can't. We have to pick one that is consistent for everyone. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we can't have it, so you can't have it both ways. And that's what a lot of people want. They want it both ways. There's no... Obviously, I have a harsher view of the world anyway, but what I say is not going to change people's views, people's opinions, whatever the case may be. That's their own business. Let them do what they're going to do. But for me, I still believe in having pride in the journey that I took to get to success. What I actually achieved, what I built with my own two hands. I feel proud going to pay for a £50 meal that I earned.
Yeah.
More than being in a restaurant for 1,000, 2,000. I've got two sisters, and I asked them, it's not misogyny, I just asked them, like, where's the enjoyment of going to a fancy restaurant, posting it on Instagram, and you don't even necessarily like the food? Do you know what I mean? I was talking to someone yesterday on the phone, talking to a girl called Leah on the phone yesterday. She said she went to London, duck and waffle for her friend's birthday. She said it was trash. It wasn't food for her palate.
I heard it's banging, to be fair.
But I don't think it's her palate of food.
Right,
though.
yeah. She didn't,
Do you know what I'm saying? So I said to her, from knowing you, no disrespect, you can take it disrespect you want, I don't care. I don't think it's your palate of food.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it could be banging, but it's not what you're used to eating. But they want to be there. No matter what, they want to be there.
Feel
You've got people that will drink champagne for Insta and hate champagne.
Yeah, like just to get a picture of like a fancy cocktail or
Just to
something
get,
like that.
do you know what I mean?
And they might not even enjoy it. They just might want a little,
That's what
JD and Coke or something.
That's what it is. Like on that Just Pearly Girl show, like
people they want their image.
This girl was like openly talking about finessing guys out of food. Finessing guys out of food.
How
like,
are guys letting that happen though?
Yeah, the guys are bums. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not advocating for no violence or anything like that, but you don't know what somebody's had to do to get that meal.
To get that money, yeah.
To get that money. Do you know what I mean? And they're gambling that I'm going to trade in this money and I might get some mental connection, emotional connection, maybe a physical connection. And they've been, again, back to manipulation, they've been manipulated into it. If the girl goes there genuine on a date and there's no connection, that's cool. I'm not saying she has to have sex with a guy because he paid for dinner. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you manipulated him into paying, knowing that you weren't going to go anywhere, and then going on a podcast publicly and laughing at him about that, that's going to affect him. And if you affect people's mental health, you are not in control of how they, to what we said earlier, you're not in control of how they're going to react.
I was going to ask, do you think it's very transactional then, in terms of like, if a man was to pay for a meal for a girl, is he doing it just out of the kindness of his heart, or does he think he's getting something in return? Is he paying for something in return?
Both. It depends on the guy. Depends on the guy on that particular day. Depends on how the flirting's going. It depends. It depends on a bunch of different stuff. People are not one thing. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? You match with 5 different girls on Tinder. You'll treat them all differently.
That's never happened.
That's what I'm saying. You'll treat them all differently. You'll expect sex from them at different stages based on, and you could be wrong, but you'll look at how they present themselves and think, maybe if she's got OnlyFans in her bio and she's wearing revealing clothes, you're not expecting sex that you're going to rape her. I'm not saying that. I'm saying No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like, because people don't
slander my name.
No, just hear what I'm saying. I'm saying like, if you had to predict, if you had to look at these girls and predict, you would make a prediction. I think that sex might happen after this many dates. You could be wrong, and you don't mind being wrong. You're cool. It's fine. But these guys are obviously putting in some type of investment, expecting that they're going to get something to get out of it. For some of these girls, the guys they didn't even enjoy their date. They just didn't even enjoy the girl's company in the first place because it was so transactional. The idea of romantic, let's marry for love and stuff is a pretty recent concept.
That's that gives me that's my fear of dates. Like one of my irrational fears is going on a date and it just being dead. Like, and I don't have the balls to just walk away.
How much due diligence do you do before you go on a date with a girl?
Minimal. To be fair, I'll probably check her other socials.
Nah, that's crazy.
What?
We have to have a phone call.
Oh, you do all that before? Do you do a FaceTime and that?
I was going to say, we have to do a phone call and we'll more than likely do a FaceTime. Okay. I've rarely gone on a date with a girl unless she's banging. Unless she's banging, bro. I'm not going to say her name because I think she's got a man now. But there's one girl, I'll show you her after, banging. Do you know what I mean? She's really nice as well. We weren't really compatible. I was a bit rough for her, I think, but she's really, really nice. But
you forego every single bit of process you had beforehand. Fuck the call, fuck the FaceTime. Bring your sister, bring them on, bring somebody. You got any twins?
Yeah, 100%. She's fire. But genuinely, we'll talk on the phone. Man, them that just be seeing a girl and going, "You're pretty, let me take you to dinner." These men are moving mad.
Yeah. To be fair, I do want a bit of a decent conversation because the thing
but
is,
how much of a decent conversation can you have? Because this thing, I'll be asking girls for their number, and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to get bye." If they give me any of that, bye then. Yeah, I get it. I get it. You got 1,000 matches. Too much admin. You can't go through it. You need a PA. I understand. Cool. Then you're not in the place. If me and you can the 2 women I've been in relationships with before, we spoke them on the phone, we connected. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying sparks flew we're in love. I'm just saying we had a decent conversation. If you can't take 5 minutes, if you're gonna look at me, looks wise, personality wise, I've got YouTube, I've got a podcast, and get an idea of my personality, whatever. If we can't talk for 10 minutes on the phone, if it's like having a deck of cards.
Yeah.
If you pull this out of the deck and we talk for 10, 15 minutes on the phone, it ain't got to be long, 10, 15 minutes, and you can just put me back in the deck with the rest, then we're not compatible.
Yeah. No, I was, when I said like a decent conversation, it's difficult because like the dating game is kind of like you wanna get them off the app and close it as quickly as that's all the advice that they give you. You want to close it ASAP. You want to get the date booked in, blah blah blah. But then you don't really get to know the girl at all.
No due diligence.
No, exactly. You don't really get to know the girl at all. And I feel like I've had more success when we've actually got to the stage where we've had a FaceTime chat, and I'm like, okay, this girl actually, there's something about her.
Yeah.
We can have a conversation. We can actually talk about stuff that isn't just about her Instagram.
I'll be explaining that to women I'm at with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Listen, I've got to check that you like Harry Potter, you like puppies.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You
drink hot chocolate.
do the whole test. How many
Do you know what I'm saying?
houses are in Harry Potter? Tell me all of them.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That's basic. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't know how many houses are in Harry Potter,
Or the names of
do you
them.
know what I mean? Like, if I told you that I'm in Slytherin house,
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
smile or do you frown?
I did the test again the other day. I'm still Gryffindor.
You Gryffindor man, and bare gassed for no reason. What does that mean?
I knew you were Slytherin now. I could just tell. You've got Slytherin all over you, bro. But anyway, to go back to the start of this story, when we were talking about the engagement ring and circling back to that, basically, like my view on it is that kind of like you said it's a contract, but like you get what do you call it? I was thinking of the words in my head and I've lost it. When you get like perks.
Yeah.
It's like, no, but that's not the word I'm looking for. It's going to piss me off.
Just go with perks and it will come to you.
Alright, I'll go with benefits, whatever you want to call it. They're like, you know, like if I'm in a relationship with someone, say I've got a house with like a hot tub and that, you know, we're in a relationship together. Obviously you can come round and use a hot tub and that.
Course.
If we're not in the relationship anymore, I better not come home from work and see you in the hot tub.
That's part of dating that person.
That's what I'm saying. You get
the problem
privileges,
is like,
that was the word.
everyone has pros and cons of dating them.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people want to do is take all the pros of dating everybody and combine them. And there's no sacrifice, there's no loss, there's no downside, there's no nothing. They're just, do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people, it's just not realistic. I'm not saying you don't deserve it. I'm not saying you're not a special little flower.
It's nothing about
I'm just
them.
saying it's just not realistic. Like, same with like a job. You've got a job over here that pays 50 grand, but you work 3 days a week from home. And then you've got another job that pays 80 grand, but you've got to be in the office. You can't say, okay, can I have the 80 grand, but work from home? No, that wasn't the offer. You've got the two offers. You have to decide. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't say, okay, there's a guy here that gives me good sex. There's a guy here that's got good money. There's a guy here that's a good heart. Can I fuck this guy, talk to this guy, and live with this guy? No. Well, maybe if that's what they're on. But for the most part, no. It's not realistic.
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
100%.
You gotta take the like. If you're not in the relationship with that person anymore, any of the privileges and perks that came with that lifestyle, like if he's a rich motherfucker and you got to ride in his sports car and enjoy his mansion and all that sort of stuff, you don't get that anymore once you decide to break up. But that's a decision you make when you decided to break up. So it's just like, that's my view on it, that you don't get the privileges that you once had because you're no longer together, and that I don't know why that's even a debate.
I was gonna say for us as men, it's ridiculous. For us as men, it seems insane that we have to sit down and explain this.
Well, because
it's hilarious to us.
We've had multiple relationshes in our own lives, right? Imagine getting a new girl and then she comes in your house and sees your other two girls just chilling and doing things in that.
Brother, imagine one's got the amazing nons, but the other one's got the amazing titties, and the other one's got the amazing blowjob. You're like, cool. Alright, listen, can you just do the sucking? You do the riding, and let me suck your titties. Can we work with this dynamic?
This is how it's gonna go.
Kill you.
Yeah,
somebody would kill you.
So, you're dying.
100%.
One way or another.
One of them would physically assault you. 100%.
You might enjoy that though. Yeah. That might be your part of your fantasy.
I told you that in confidence. Do you know what I mean? But that is like for us as men, we can't even verbalize it without laughing because it seems so ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
But for them, some of these people, they feel really entitled.
Yeah,
they feel really upset that like
just because a guy there's a question.
Okay,
what I was gonna say, like, what would you if you broke up with your ex? What would you want back from them? Like, if you gave them, I don't know, gifts of like pictures. The
stuff I would want back would be mental stuff. Which obviously I can't take back.
Yeah. You can't take back the memories, you can't...
Yeah, because like I've helped them with like business plans.
But if you bought them something, say you bought them a nice gift, like, I don't know, let's go wild. Say you bought them like a car or something. Would you take the car back?
if I got, what, is it a financial burden for me, or is it?
I don't know. Maybe if you're just like, maybe if you can say you're comfortable and you can afford your own car, but you got her one as well because she, I don't know, you really loved the girl and she needed it. She
cool. So something that's gonna help her advance in life.
Yeah,
I want it back.
You take it back.
Don't advance. Don't advance.
Go back.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Why are you advancing? Do you know what I mean? Why are you trying to bet yourself? Look. But if it's something,
sentimental,
that's what I was gonna say. If it's something sentimental, yeah, I would leave it because it's like.
That's something you and her spoke about, and you got her
specifically. 9 times out of 10, she's gonna date someone trash after me anyway.
Yeah.
And after a year, it's like,
she could be hugging that pillow and be like,
he never bought me that thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I'll just be in Dubai laughing.
Yeah.
Like, look at your life. This is your life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? If it's something sentimental, I'll allow it. But anything that's like social advancement, like, don't use me for social advancement.
You take it back.
Or if it's a burden, of course. Like, if you
pay
pay a lease,
grand ring, give me that back.
Pay the lease for a car or something. That's
PCP, fuck off.
Do you know what I mean?
Car,
that's crazy. Nah, repossess that shit. 100%.
That's fair. I think I'm pretty similar. I don't think like sentimental stuff. I remember one of my exes giving me back like all the sentimental gifts, and I just like we had a skip outside the house at the time, so I just put it all in there.
Well, you put her in the skip?
Basically, because I was like, I didn't want all the pictures and the Valentine's. Oh no, I didn't put her in the skip. Fuck me. No. All the stuff like the pictures and the Valentine's cards and the like little gifts. Like, I don't want any of that. Like, if you're moving on, I want to move on. I don't want to sit back 100%. And be like, oh, remember this day. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's trash.
Yeah, fucking. I'll leave that on. Anyway. We've come to the end. So, what is your message for the podcast? Or is it me this time?
Do you want to do it?
Hang on, give me a second. I've got something cooking. Let him cook. Wait. I've got a little quote. That's it. And it's not long. It's pretty easy. It's pretty self-explanatory. Vision without action is merely a dream. That's what I want to say. So, take that step forward. Take that leap. Take the risk. Take action.
Take action.
Take action.
Sure.
And trust the process.
The thing is...
Oh, here we go. That wasn't the message of the podcast.
That's the message. You got your message. But I'm saying, like, the thing is, when it comes to taking action, you have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
It's nothing to lose and everything to gain. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're either going to stay exactly as you are, or you're going to progress and do something better.
But even a step in the... Because people are like, oh, what if they use, like, perfectionism as an excuse, because they'll be like, oh, but what if I take a step in the wrong direction? But it doesn't matter, because if you've taken that step, you've now learned that's not the way to go about it, and that's taking you a step forward.
There is no wrong direction.
Yeah.
It's kind of in Master Uguay would say.
Yeah. I love Kung Fu Panda.
I mean, there is no wrong direction. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you either succeed or you learn. Do you know what I mean?
What was Master Uguay's quote? There was a quote where he was like, he talks about the present.
I know.
Yeah.
I know the one, yeah.
The future's a mystery. No, the past is history, the future's a mystery, but today's a gift. That's why it's called the present. Yeah, I fucking love that quote.
Uguay, man.
Yeah,
what a guy.
Uguay, yeah, he's a legend.
What a guy. If in doubt, talk to Uguay.
Yeah, and trust the process, take that step, take that risk.
100%.
And yeah, that's it from us. So, peace.
Peace.